Thịt kho tàu. Caramelized pork and eggs braised during hours until so tender and full of flavors. This dish is popular all year round, but particularly during Thịt, Lunar New Year. Depending when you're watching this, it's either tomorrow or last month, but in any case, you'll want to make this recipe. So first thing first, clean your workstation thoroughly. Once that's done, grab a good knife and a thick slab of pork belly with clear layers of meat and fat. Sadly, this piece is missing the top skin part, which is why we'll also use some pork shoulder to satisfy your craving. Cut the meat into large rectangular pieces, but be careful. These turn out to be way too small, so aim for at least twice this size, otherwise they'll disintegrate after hours of braise. Fold the pork shoulder, make sure each piece gets its fair share of skin. Before we officially cook these gorgeous ones, we'll need to give them a good clean. Shower them with a generous spoon of salt and leave them bathing in boiling water for a good 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll prep the marinade. You'll need red chili, shallot, and garlic cloves. Chop them all into small pieces and compost everything you don't need, even if the compost smells weird. Yeah, be careful with those onions and the chili. If you have a blender, use it. Otherwise, drag your old mortar and start mashing all the ingredients together. You want some sort of paste that will coat every piece of meat with a punch of flavor. Now let's talk about sweetener. I have a soft spot for palm sugar. It's made from the sap in coconut palm trees. Unrefined, you'll find that it brings a lovely hint of mild caramel flavor. If you don't have any handy, just use normal white sugar. Add half of your chili garlic shallot paste, a few spoons of fish sauce, 1 spoon of neutral oil, salt, and a bit of freshly grounded pepper. Mix well. And don't forget the chicken stock powder. That's one layer of you really don't want to miss. By now, the pieces of meat should have sweat out enough toxins. They won't be cooked yet, but will show a nice pinkish color. Drain under cold water, squeeze a small lime, and cover them in the tasty marinade you just prepared. Let them sit for a moment while you get going with the eggs. All you need to do is to hard boil them. Make sure to move them around the pot in circles if you want the egg yolk to sit nicely at the center once cooked. While these get ready, we're going to tackle the caramel. Mommy's recipe starts with a splash of water on high heat and the palm sugar. Let the sugar dissolve, and when it turns brown, turn the heat down so that you can add what's left of the chili shallot garlic paste. Give it a good toss around and let the ingredient caramelize a little bit more. After a few minutes, you should get a nice golden brown color. Add the pieces of pork and let them sizzle a bit. Finally, cover them with water to start the braising process.
But there are 2 precautions. One,
the authentic Southern Vietnamese recipe calls for the meat to be submerged in coconut water, not just plain water. Sadly, I bought coconut milk, and that just doesn't work for this recipe. Go for coconut water. It'll give your dish this extra depth of flavor and give a more beautiful gloss, as well as wrap your thịt kho tàu into a richer, darker color. So you're pretty much done. Now you simply have to wait a few hours. The more you wait, the more tender the meat will be, and the darker the color will become. Once in a while, toss things around so that nothing sticks to the bottom. Also, remove the impurities that come to the surface. And yes, those are some fluffy bows steaming in that cutie bamboo basket. And here you go, many hours later. Doo-doo! It smells so delicious. Let's open an egg. Note to self, I'll need to chop the piece bigger so that through, you know, the braising process, the pork doesn't completely disintegrate. Like, it is so tender that obviously the peas have fallen into. So they're a little bit smaller than what they should be. All of the broth and the seasoning have been absorbed by the outer membrane of the egg. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous! Totally worth the wait. So that's it. That was Thịt kho tàu or Thịt kho trứng. Let me know what are your thoughts on it, if you think you'll give it a try. And on this, I'll see you next time. And chúc mừng năm mới, which means Happy New Year.